as much as possible, have the main focus of your attention in your daily life in the present moment. The rest of your attention, so that's the main focus. Here's this. The rest of your attention is where you want to go to. Whatever task you're engaged in has a certain purpose. The purpose is you want to finish the task, then it has achieved its purpose, and that's here. And that's in your peripheral, the peripheral vision of your consciousness. That's where you want to get to. And this is what you're doing in order to get there. And your main attention is not where you want to get, and in the meantime you're just doing it in order to get there. You can see how that already creates an inner stress. I'm here, but I want to be there. That's the normal way of living, is the main part of people's attention is there, but in the meantime they are here, where they don't really want to be. To rather be there, as shown in famous stickers, on bumper stickers on cars, which say something like, "I'd rather be fishing." When I visited Ram Dass, the spiritual teacher who is now passed away, he lived on Maui. On his car I saw a bumper sticker which said, "I'd rather be here now." That's a good teaching on a bumper sticker. So your attention is, and this is a reversal almost of how humans usually live. It's the opposite. And so that is in itself already a shift in consciousness. And then of course you're also aware of the past. There's certain things that may have relevance in the present. That's fine. So peripherally, past and future. Usually future is the more important because you're moving towards that. And here's the central vision of present moment. In the present moment, you're either actively doing something, or you are more passively perceiving something. You're there as an observer, or you're just there, not actively doing, but simply perceiving. That could be when you travel back from here already. You might be sitting in a car. If you're driving, you're doing something. There it's particularly important to be present. Or you might be sitting on a plane, and that's a good opportunity for you go into the witnessing mode. There's nothing particular to do unless you get out your laptop and start doing. That's fine. And sometimes situations arise that are problematic. That's quite normal in life. They are challenging rather than problematic. And then you face the challenge. You look at it, so to speak, not necessarily visually, but you give it attention. This is the challenge. Instead of unconscious reactivity, the challenge is your flight is cancelled. Oh. It's not one of the greatest challenges a human can have. but some people react as if it were. And when any challenge arises, is there anything I can do to respond to this situation? Or is that something where I simply have to say, well, for the time being, I accept the way it is, because right now there's nothing I can do. I heard, for example, at some airports they're so busy, not sufficiently staffed people, when the plane lands, they're still trapped on the plane for 2 or 3 hours. It has happened in Toronto and other places. That's a good opportunity for surrender. Some people can't do that. They start screaming and shouting. That does no particular purpose, but they can't help it. It happens to them. So always the question is this an opportunity for surrender, or is action called for? That is a practice to get used to until it becomes second nature, to have your attention in the present moment rather than elsewhere. And it usually implies you are aware of your surroundings. That's inseparable from being in the present through your senses. A more alert human being than a normal human being, but an alertness in which there is no tension. Often alertness in a human is associated with being tense. But there's an alertness without tension. But it's not enough to be just aware of your sense perceptions. That's a good thing. It also can help you to avoid dangerous situations that otherwise you just stumble into and you don't know how you got there. You're more alert of your surroundings. You see how animals in that sense are very alert, because if they are not, they get eaten by other animals. So many animals have this incredible alertness, not the same as the human alertness, but it is an alert awareness of their surroundings that many humans don't have. They walk in the street, and they're not really there in their mind thinking about all kinds of things except where they are, and so they're not here. Whereas the bird sitting on a branch, or the deer that's stepping out of the forest, and there's a field, and the deer stops for a moment, and the ears, they're very huge ears, they go. And it can hear probably 100 times better than the human. Or a bird on a branch sitting, it goes like this. And then suddenly it goes. And of course there's no decision making involved. When a bird suddenly flies off, it did not think, I'm now going to fly off this branch and I'm going to go over there. It just happens. There's a flow to life. There's no mind. There is a consciousness there, but there's no conceptualization at all. But when an animal rests, an animal also rests completely. It is completely at rest. Not thinking about my life. I have to figure something out. What's the purpose of it all? This is why it can be very healing to live with an animal. Yes, it can be quite a bit of work too, but it can be very healing to live with an animal and to have an animal presence in the house. Dog, cat, usually. This unproblematic existence, except when the dog or cat are neurotic, which can happen, but there are reasons for that, usually connected to their early life, just like human childhood. When things go wrong in childhood, it leaves traces. So but usually dogs and cats' normal state is, unless they're hungry or want to go for a walk, they can be really rooted in being and joyful. The cat purrs, the dog's tail wags, and it's a joy just to see it.